Did you know that diabetes is one of the fastest growing public health issues in the world, quietly creeping into people's lives and showing its first signs without them realizing it? Could subtle changes in our bodies already be signaling that our blood sugar is higher than it should be? Earlier this year, a scientific paper highlighted the urgent need for early detection of diabetes, and we fully agree. And that's why in this video, we are going to uncover unusual signs that may indicate elevated blood sugar or early diabetes. Many of these symptoms are subtle, often easy to overlook, but recognizing them early can help us prevent serious complications. Later, we will also cover practical steps to manage blood sugar effectively so we can take control of our health before problems escalate. Let's start by looking at early skin changes. One condition that often goes unnoticed is Acanthosis Nigricans. It shows up as thick, dark patches in the folds of our skin, most commonly on the neck, armpits, groin, elbows, knees, and ankles. Why does this happen? Diabetes is often accompanied by insulin resistance, which prompts our pancreas to produce extra insulin. This surplus insulin can trigger excessive growth of skin cells and increased melanin production, resulting in these dark patches. Seeing them can be one of the earliest warning signs of insulin resistance, sometimes even before diabetes is officially diagnosed. But here is where most people go wrong. Many people think dry or itchy skin is just a minor annoyance or a result of weather or soap, yet it can indicate more serious underlying issues. High blood sugar can lead to dryness, itchiness, and flaky skin, often in places we would least expect, like the hands or feet. Even small cuts, scratches, or minor abrasions may take longer to heal. Over time, this can escalate into a condition called Diabetic Dermopathy. These are small, reddish-brown spots that often show up on the shins. While they usually do not cause pain, they are a sign that our body is struggling with elevated blood sugar. Ignoring these small signals can mean missing an opportunity to address diabetes early. This might surprise you even more. High blood sugar can also affect our energy in ways that are easy to overlook at first. Many of us experience chronic fatigue that does not match our activity level. Unlike normal tiredness, this exhaustion is persistent and cannot be solved with extra sleep. Our cells cannot properly use glucose for energy, leaving our bodies depleted. We may also notice excessive daytime sleepiness, even after a full night of rest. For example, one patient, a 50-year-old man, started feeling sleepy after every meal. His productivity dropped, and he struggled to stay alert at work. Blood tests revealed elevated blood sugar, and after making dietary changes and adding regular exercise, his energy levels returned to normal. But fatigue is not the only way high blood sugar can affect us. Many people also report a feeling of brain fog or a lack of mental clarity. Concentrating on work, remembering small details, or even following conversations can become harder over time. This happens because glucose is essential fuel for the brain, and when cells cannot efficiently use it, cognitive performance suffers. Our memory, problem-solving skills, and even mood can be impacted, which is often misattributed to stress, aging, or lack of sleep. Could our seemingly normal forgetfulness be linked to blood sugar issues that we are overlooking? Let's break this down step by step. Recurring infections are another sign of high blood sugar that we often overlook. Chronically elevated glucose feeds bacteria and fungi and weakens our immune system, making infections more likely. Common infections include yeast infections, urinary tract infections, and skin infections such as boils or abscesses. These infections may appear to be isolated events at first, but repeated occurrences are a warning sign that our immune system is struggling to cope with elevated glucose levels. Now, before we move on, it is important to understand that changes in mood and cognition can be subtle but significant. Blood sugar fluctuations affect brain chemistry, which may lead to irritability, anxiety, or difficulty concentrating. Chronic high blood sugar can also affect sleep quality, which in turn worsens fatigue and mental clarity. These changes are often attributed to everyday stress, aging, or even personality, but they may actually signal that our bodies are struggling with high glucose levels. So, how can we protect ourselves? Observing these signs early and taking action through diet, exercise, and medical evaluation is essential. Recognizing these signals gives us the opportunity to prevent further complications before they become severe. Understanding that diabetes can silently impact multiple body systems is crucial for early intervention. Now that we have explored some of the early subtle signs of elevated blood sugar, let's look at additional signals our bodies may be sending. These often involve multiple systems, including our urinary system, digestive tract, joints, and overall energy levels. Many people are surprised to learn how interconnected these symptoms are, and noticing patterns can help us act sooner rather than later. One of the most recognizable signs is frequent urination. High blood sugar forces our kidneys to filter excess glucose, which draws more water along with it. This results in urinating more often, sometimes even waking us during the night. Alongside this, we often experience persistent thirst, as our body tries to replace lost fluids. These two symptoms together can be early indicators that something is off with our blood sugar. But how many of us actually pay attention when we feel slightly thirstier than usual or need to use the restroom more often? Recognizing these small signals is key because they can appear long before a formal diabetes diagnosis. Unusual hunger or polyphagia is another signal. When glucose cannot enter our cells effectively, the body sends strong signals for more energy. This may happen even after eating a full meal, and it can coincide with sudden spikes and drops in blood sugar that leave us feeling ravenous unexpectedly. Could these cravings and sudden hunger pangs be your body trying to tell you something important? Being mindful of these unusual hunger patterns can be a helpful step in understanding our body's glucose regulation. Digestive issues may also appear. Some people with elevated blood sugar experience constipation, diarrhea, or bloating. These issues often stem from diabetic neuropathy, which affects the nerves controlling digestion. Over time, digestive disruptions can become persistent and impact our overall well-being, even before a formal diabetes diagnosis. Have you ever noticed unusual digestive patterns that seem unrelated to your diet or stress? Paying attention to these patterns can alert us to early warning signs that might otherwise be dismissed. Joint and muscle discomfort is another subtle signal to watch for. High glucose interacts with proteins in our body to form advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These compounds can accumulate in joints and connective tissues, causing stiffness, pain, and decreased mobility. Chronic inflammation from elevated blood sugar can further accelerate joint degeneration, making everyday movements uncomfortable over time. Now, before we move on, it is important to understand that these seemingly small issues are not just minor annoyances. They may be warning signs of more significant underlying problems. We also need to consider the more classic symptoms of diabetes, often called the Diabetic Triad. This includes polyuria, polydipsia, and polyphagia, which together indicate significant hyperglycemia. If blood sugar remains high and untreated, it can lead to long-term complications affecting the eyes, kidneys, nerves, and cardiovascular system. For example, diabetic retinopathy damages small blood vessels in the retina, potentially causing vision loss, while diabetic nephropathy gradually impairs kidney function. Nerve damage or diabetic neuropathy can cause tingling, numbness, burning sensations, and even affect heart rhythm, sweating, and bladder function. This leads us to the next critical point. Consistently elevated blood sugar is not just a number. It impacts multiple systems and can quietly erode our health over time. Diabetic foot is one of the most serious complications. High blood sugar can damage nerves and blood vessels in the feet, reducing sensation and slowing wound healing. Small injuries may go unnoticed, leading to infections, ulcers, and in extreme cases, amputation. At the same time, cardiovascular disease is a major risk. Research shows that a significant number of people with diabetes ultimately face heart-related complications. So how can we avoid this and protect our health? Early recognition of symptoms and proactive blood sugar management are essential. What is a healthy blood sugar level? Fasting blood glucose should be below 100 milligrams per deciliter. Levels between 100 and 125 milligrams per deciliter suggest prediabetes, and readings of 126 milligrams per deciliter or higher indicate diabetes. If we receive an abnormal result, it is important to repeat the test on another day for confirmation. This step ensures accuracy and helps us take timely action. Once we know blood sugar is elevated, there are several effective strategies we can implement. Managing body weight is often the first priority. Excess fat reduces cells' ability to absorb glucose, contributing to higher blood sugar. Scientific studies consistently show that even modest weight loss improves glucose control. But beyond weight, dietary choices play a crucial role. Limiting sugar and refined grains, such as white rice, semolina, and white flour-based products, helps prevent spikes in blood sugar. On the other hand, whole grains like brown rice, buckwheat, pearl barley, and whole grain pasta provide fiber, which can reduce fasting glucose levels. Certain foods and supplements are particularly helpful. Nuts, legumes, apple cider vinegar, extra virgin olive oil, and spices like cinnamon, ginger, garlic, and fenugreek support healthy glucose metabolism. Herbal ingredients, including white mulberry leaves, bitter melon, Gymnema sylvester, and psyllium husk, can be consumed as teas, infusions, or extracts for additional support. Essential nutrients such as magnesium, zinc, and vitamin D improve insulin sensitivity, helping cells take up glucose more efficiently. Let's break this down step by step. By combining a thoughtful diet, strategic supplementation, and lifestyle adjustments, we can actively manage blood sugar levels and reduce the risk of long-term complications. Implementing these strategies not only improves blood sugar, but also boosts energy, stabilizes mood, and enhances overall quality of life. Small adjustments, such as choosing fiber-rich foods, spacing meals evenly, and incorporating natural supplements can have a meaningful impact over time. This might surprise you even more. Taking proactive steps today can prevent many issues that often go unnoticed until they become serious. So, what do you think? Have you noticed any subtle changes in your energy, mood, or skin that might hint at elevated blood sugar? Or have you tried any of these strategies to support healthy blood sugar, like adjusting meals, incorporating fiber, or using natural supplements? Share your experiences below. Your story could inspire someone else to make small changes that improve their health and overall well-being. And if you think we missed something, also let us know in the comments so we can make a video about it. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us continue creating content that makes understanding health, nutrition, and well-being simple and practical for everyone. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.